Welcome back to Minecraft the Right Way, episode 2. In today's episode, the 3 objectives we're going to try and work on are starting a mine, expanding my base area with a fence, and completing the house. Some of you gave suggestions on what we should do to the house, so I've implemented those in today's episode. So with those 3 things in mind, the first thing I want to do is clear all these trees. The reason I want to do that is because I can't see any of the land, and it will allow me to start planning the base and the area around. So I will see you all after I've knocked down only a few trees. I've mined a fair few trees and you can see the area I have to work with, and from the haul of those I have nearly 4.5 stacks of logs, which will hopefully allow me to finish the house and build a start of a mine, which is the entrance point. And from the area itself, from what I can see, is I'm thinking having the mine over in this area, or the entrance of it, and then I'm going to dig down to the right level of which ores I need. So once I build the starter mine in that area, I'm then going to label one for diamonds and then one for iron. It's going to be 2 completely different tunnels all the way down to their relative levels. Because I'm wanting to finish the house itself as well, I do need some materials from the mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the mine now. Each part of this episode will start building towards all 3 objectives to be completed towards the end. With building the entrances themselves, all I'm going to do is try and plant something that looks relatively decent, but nothing too overpowered, as again I don't want anything to be too big on this world. I just want everything to be played, as it normally would be on a normal survival world. For the entrance of the mine, I'm thinking of having it this width. The reason it's going to be this width is then I can create a nice 2x2 tunnel all the way down to the relative level of iron. With the front, what I'm thinking of is building 2 towers here and here, and then starting to dig out this area here. Now with this area dug out, I can start filling it in and sort of trying to design it the best I can. I want to try and keep the sides and the roof a bit more, well, more or less the roof and the outside a bit more natural. The inside, I'm thinking of going more or less wood on the inside, as I think that'll be quite nice compared to the natural aesthetic on the outside. Just something as simple as that really. Is nothing much more to it. It adds different texture and it looks relatively decent. So from this point on, I need to put a crafting table in the corner and then make loads of ladders. And I also now need to grab my bucket of water. All I'm going to do now is dig down to Y level 16, as iron is commonly found at Y level 16. Obviously I don't have my coordinates on right now because you can't see them on the screen. All I'm going to do now is dig down to deep slate and then jump up 16 blocks. I've jumped up 14 blocks because the height of the character's head will be 16, whilst this one will be 15. I'm on 14, so that makes a lot more sense to do it at that level. So what I'm simply going to do is build a 2x2 tunnel going this way for approximately around 20 blocks, and then I can start strip mining for some iron. Hopefully I can get as much iron for some armor and extra tools, as I am starting to run low on iron. Also, this will allow me to get some materials for my house. Right, I've dug around 20 blocks. At this point, I'm now going to build my tunnel all the way up with ladders, as this will allow me to get to the top and back down. I'm not going to go to sleep as there's so many mobs towards my house. All I'm simply going to do is just come back down the ladder, and I need to place the water bucket at the bottom. Yeah, great. Wouldn't let me even climb to the ladder. Straight to level 4. Sick. What I want to do now, to save myself from doing that for future, place the water bucket down. And then from this point on, I want to start mining in one direction until I hit some iron. So I'm going to start around here, as I need some andesite for my floor as well as cobblestone. Right, since my pickaxe broke, I am now going to go back up to the top and start working on the base, as I have enough materials now. Happy. Oh, is this... Can I ride this llama? It's not got a carpet on it. I might have to keep that llama. is my first trusty steed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab you, you're going to come out the front, and I'm going to tie you to this post here. I'm going to create a carpet so I can stick it on his back, and that llama will be mine. All I need is 2 bits of wool. I can do this from my inventory. I don't need to go into a crafting table. I can mount him and place it in there. But just look at the new drip. Looking snazzy, my friend. Looking very cool. I'm kind of happy the Wandering Trader died now, because if not, I wouldn't have this amazing pet. Getting back onto what I wanted to do, which was sort out the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the smelt for now, and I'm going to go up top and finish the structure for the roof itself. So I want a 3 block tall, possibly 4 blocks, because then I can add a barrier going around, as a barrier that is cobblestone there might look a little better. So in fact, yeah, I'm actually going to do that. Each one of these are 4 block tall. All I'm going to do is build the bottom of the base around here, because this will be some sort of watchtower. I'll allow that to be an opening. I'm going to fill the rest in with planks on the top. This will give it some sort of different texture when you're looking from the bottom, and then the roof is also going to be cobblestone as well, and it also breaks that up in a way. So as you can see, it is a little different, but trust the process, as the process will work eventually. When it's got windows in and a proper roof at the end of the episode, it should be looking pretty snazzy, as well as the area. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got enough cobblestone on me to create a fence system all around. I hopefully should be able to make a stone cutter, as that will be a lot better with the resources that we have. So let me create a stone cutter. If you don't know what stone cutter does, you get 4 stairs for 6 cobblestone. And if you put 6 cobblestone in a stone cutter, what you'll get back is you'll get 6 lots of stairs, which is a lot better than creating them individually through the crafting table. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come into here, do the same thing with the cobblestone walls, as again, it's a lot more beneficial to have the cobblestone walls made through here. So with these cobblestone walls, what I'm simply going to do now is create a nice big wall going around. For now, I've got a big nice wall going along the outside of this area, and I haven't put any on this hill because I'm going to light up this whole place with torches to stop any mobs from spawning. Oh my god, where did you come from? I've not got my shield on. That's crazy. Let me get my shield on. Do I want to die? Maybe. Who knows? I don't. This whole area is now lit up, which means that is our first objective done, which is expanding the base with an area of fences. I'm now going to finish the top of the mine. All I'm going to do is create some sort of nice little design that's not going to be too overpowered. It's going to give some character to the mine itself without being too overboard. Run a nice little ridge along there. Boop. And then put one of these in each corner. So to be fair, it could look a lot worse. It could look a little better, but I'm pretty happy with that for the meantime. I think what I want to do is give this a little bit of a point, nothing too much, nothing too major, as I don't want it to look like it's pointing up to the sky. The roof I'm going to make out of cobblestone, and then you see the big open gap above. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to cover that with dirt, so then grass will grow on top. Still look natural from the outside, but on the inside it looks like it's been tampered with completely, just like so. So that is objective 2 done, which is starting a mine. Now the hardest one is left till last. What I'm going to do now is empty my inventory and focus on building this house, finishing it off to end off this episode. To start off this house transformation, I'm going to take up the floor. One of you guys commented to do the floor cobble, as it will revert back to the old school ways of making a house. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to place a few blocks of andesite around to give it that bit of a texture build rather than just being purely cobble. I know back in the day you used to just use cobble, but we have got different blocks now that will apply texture and make it look a lot better. So even with adding just them bits of andesite, the complete inside is a little bit of a transformation. It's not too much, but from the outside you can still tell that the house is changing bit by bit through this episode, like the top, the bottom, and all around as well. The next thing we need are doors. Yep, that definitely looks a lot better with them on the inside like that. Now we're just going to focus on the roof. I feel like the roof should have some sort of texture to it, so I'm going to have it facing out a little bit, poking out on the ends to give it that bit of texture, but nothing too crazy, nothing that will go overboard. So I'm going to grab some dirt until I get some scaffolding through bamboo. All I'm going to do now is use dirt, the good old way on how to build a roof. So what I'm thinking now is the outside trim should be cobblestone, but then the inside should be wood. So then it breaks it up a little bit, but it still keeps it that natural neutral colours. That's what the trim looks like, and that's what it looks like when it's filled in. So as you can see, it's got that nice little texture on it, but then again, it looks a lot different from just a normal standard basic roof. So it still adds that bit of character to the roof itself. But there is one thing missing, and you probably all can tell, is some windows. So we need to go find loads of sand to then turn it into glass. I'm hoping I can just run off into this direction and find some sand. There were some streams along here, so hopefully there were some sand along those streams. There are loads of little large pockets of sand around here, so I'm just going to mine as much as I can without disturbing the terrain too much, because I don't want to start flooding the area. A stack and just over half should be enough for now, hopefully. I can't see us using any more than that, as we only have a few windows on the base. Yes, if we decide to extend the base, then I'm going to need to get some more glass eventually. But then again, I do prefer to use panes because they add that depth into the build rather than having blocks. So I need to create 2 furnaces, and I'm going to split down the glass into both furnaces. So I'm going to split that down, add 50 and 50. Hopefully I should have enough coal. If not, I'm going to have to go down and mine some coal. I don't have enough, but I'll see what this can get me. This should be able to get me still a decent amount. What I just decided to do is just change the top layer of planks up there to logs, so then it acts as more support for the house. Some of this glass should be smelted by now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this 20 glass, I'm going to turn it into panes, which 48 panes. That should still do a relatively good chunk of the windows. Just 8 short, which is now capable for me to get. So I've got 32, so I have got plenty spare. That's the third and final objective of today's episode, which is completing the house. I'm pretty happy so far in these episodes, as I feel like we've got just the right amount done rather than trying to do everything at once. With that being said, I'm going to end the episode there. So I'll see you in the next one.